Stakeholders involved in traditional male circumcision in the Eastern Cape are hoping for an incident-free initiation season. The winter season kicks off at the weekend. The province's Department of Cooperative Governance and Traditional Affairs has called on communities to be actively involved to prevent deaths. 40 initiates died during the summer season.
Male traditional circumcision, an important rite of passage for the Xhosa culture. However, this custom has been synonymous with deaths of initiates due to illegal circumcision and dehydration, among others. Government has put in place measures to curb deaths. This includes health screening of boys before undergoing the ritual.
There's been quite an extensive awareness campaign that is taking place, including all these social media networks, including Twitter, Facebook. They are all in those platforms. And it is the plan to use some of the personalities that young people are identified with, whether it's people being musicians in various fields that can communicate the message effectively.
Parents are here implored that they should take responsibility for their children and also make sure that where amabome have been established, it is not a place for broader gatherings. It is only limited to the amakangata and the initiates.
Traditional surgeons and nurses are calling for proper training.
They need to be equipped very much. They need to. You cannot just equip the professional nurses that drive the buggies, go to these bushes only. You need to equip the people that work with the boys from the word go, when they were fresh from the first day. You see, you need to make sure that they've got all the equipment they need. Mentally, for instance, because we're dealing with a lot of things, even with the boys, not just the wound only. We're dealing with a lot of things. Now, I have to be trained for such, so that I can deal with those. Even when it comes to trauma counseling, because like out of the 40 that died, how many did receive trauma counseling, for instance? And they need that trauma counseling.
Communities have also been urged to work closely with police to report any illegal initiation schools. Lubabalo Dada, SABC News, Eastern Cape.
Now, the Eastern Cape House of Traditional Leaders has called on all involved in the winter initiation season, including initiation schools, parents, health workers, NGO partners and others, to work together to ensure that the 2022 winter initiation season takes place safely without putting the health and lives of young men at risk. Now, the Eastern Cape winter initiation season commences on the 17th of June, and approximately 40,000 young men are expected to undergo customary male initiation this year. This issue is not specific to the Eastern Cape alone, as many other rural provinces in the country battle with the sometimes fatal aftermath of initiation schools. Well, joining us now, we've got Nkosi Mpumalanga Gwadiso. He is the chairperson of the Eastern Cape House of Traditional Leaders. Nkosi, thank you very, very much for joining us, and welcome to Morning Live.
Thank you, Leanne, and good morning to everybody that is listening.
We've had many of these conversations in the past about keeping our young boys safe at this time. And it just seems that the calls are just not necessarily working. Let's see what you're going to be trying to put in place this year to ensure the safety of young men.
Indeed, we have had such situations, but this time we are hopeful that our call would be heeded. We have done campaigns. We have put structures in place. We have tried to conscientize the parents that they should take responsibility of their children. Because also we say the initiation starts at home, and then all other structures are assisting the parents in terms of making sure that their children are safe in the places where the initiation schools are set.
Mm-hmm. If we look, just taking into consideration last year at this time, How many young lives were lost due to negligence, bogus schools in some rural villages? What did the situation look like last year?
Yes, everybody got alarmed in the last year because it's not what we expected. But this time we're trying by all means that it should not happen like it happened in the last year. Hence, we have partnered with some stakeholders in terms of assisting and trying to curb any death that would threaten the situation. We don't want to hear of any death this time. Hence, we've taken so much effort to say, let us all be vigilant and try by all means to stop whatever that would threaten the tradition and the culture of initiation.
So when I read about the reasons behind the deaths, I know we didn't get a number from you, but it's a lot. It is a lot,
yes.
Unfortunate. How many are we talking about, if you can?
We look, well, it happened to be like about 40 in the last year.
Yeah, and these are 40 lives that really, they shouldn't have been lost. And some of the reasons given, and I mean, these are just some of the understandings that we're given: illegal schools, pre-existing medical conditions, dehydration, where apparently they say there's the myth, if you don't drink your circumcision wound, it will heal faster. Increased drug and alcohol use by the initiates, nurses that are not trained, poor and unhygienic conditions, and the spread of HIV and viral hepatitis. These are serious problems that you are dealing with right now. So obviously this is a community involvement. Everybody needs to be involved and on board. We get the message out, but what more needs to be done? Obviously, parents have a very big role to play.
Well, we have to, the campaigns are primary, especially with the parents, because there's been a situation or a time where parents, you would find that they have neglected their responsibility. We're trying by all means that the parents should be highly involved, because this process is not a new one. Even ourselves, we went through the initiation, but then the parents were highly involved. But this time, the parents have sort of neglected this. Now we are trying to bring back that culture of parents being involved, because any initiation is planned, or supposedly is planned at home, and permission is given from home that a boy can go through, because thereafter it's expected that there will be preparations for the welcoming back of the boy and all that. So we're imploring the parents to take responsibility, and also even in the initiation schools, the parents should also take keen interest in seeing the environment that their children are kept in, and not just leave it to other people that they don't know. I mean, you can't just leave your child and to somebody, to a stranger. So that's what we're trying to bring back. So that is the case.
Nkosi, thank you. I wish we had more time, but we have to unfortunately say goodbye to you and to our viewers this morning. But a very important conversation, too many lives lost during this very important passage. This passage that takes place is something that's happened for many, many years, and it's an important passage when a young boy does go through this, and losing your life through it is unacceptable. But we've got to leave it there. Please be vigilant. Nkosi Mpumalanga Gwadiso is the chairperson of the Eastern Cape House of Traditional Leaders, the initiation season starting on Friday. So that was just a little bit of information ahead of